Hello everyone, today's agenda includes post-grad transitions. The way that post-grad is simultaneously the most joyous, liberating occasion and just like really sad. Loneliness. Just figuring out this weird limbo between like feeling like a kid almost and feeling like an adult at the same time. Not having grades and numbers to tell you how to like feel about your performance anymore, etc., etc. So I graduated from Pepperdine about 7 months ago. I will say, as weird as Pepperdine can get, I personally had overall a great time there, like wonderful, and I miss it every day. And I think it didn't quite hit me until after the summer ended, because over the summer I was just like very occupied and I was like, yay, like I'm done with college, no more tests, no more homework. But then after I came back from Hawaii, I started working my current 9-to-5 job, and that's when I was like, oh my god. College is really done. Like, life is so different. It's so different. And I had to slow down and just be like, okay, like I feel sad, and maybe that's okay, and maybe I'm not alone. I looked it up, and apparently post-grad sadness and even post-grad depression, when it gets more serious, is really, really common. And here's why. We are going from living in these communes, basically. College is a community where you are living, sleeping, eating, studying with, taking classes with, walking past, interacting with people who are all in the same stage of life as you. There is nothing like it. There's quite nothing like it. Something that comes with college, because of this like walkable community that you're in, it's so spontaneous. It's almost effortless to interact with people and like make plans with people. Sometimes it's just so spontaneous, like, hey, I'm at the library, girl, like if you are on main campus, like come join me, let's get dinner tonight at the cafe. And now, because we don't have that spontaneity, plans with friends have to be so planned. And obviously everyone is busier after college with different responsibilities. Maybe some of your friends are in grad school, maybe some of your friends are working, maybe some of your friends are not. I mean, everyone is just like kind of scattered and figuring out their own thing, and it's hard. But there's a pro to that. There's a pro to having to put effort into relationships and friendships now, because it really makes you reevaluate, like, who do I want to keep in my life? Like, which one of y'all, okay, has purely been a relationship maybe out of like convenience or maybe like pressure, because maybe we were in the same friend group, but maybe I don't actually feel like you're a good friend. A lot of people have said online that the best way to forge a new community after college, or just to make new friends after college, is to frequent the same place over and over again. Like the same workout studio, the same cafe. I've been going to church and trying to find the right church for me, and I just hope that they're right, and that after a while of frequenting the same places, you just naturally will make friends there. And I think that's a great tip. So it just takes so much effort to make new friends and find a new community after college. It's not as natural.
I just want to add, I love the people at my company, which I'm grateful to be able to say, so grateful. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to miss the community aspect of college that was just so, so strong, because literally everyone can relate to each other in that they're just in the same stage of life. And at work, chances are a lot of people might be married and have kids. It's just different.
Okay, now stepping away from the social life and community aspect, let's talk about performance and how our whole lives in school, we are conditioned to kind of base our self-esteem, our sense of performance, our mood on these numbers that we get on our report cards, and these numbers that are smacked onto our exams and projects. And now after college, we don't have that anymore. At work, I just have to do my thing, do my work, be a good coworker, a reliable coworker, an employee, and just hope that I'm doing well. I'm very lucky that my manager is great and like gives me feedback pretty regularly, but still it's not like as straightforward as getting like a number, you know what I mean? And sometimes you might feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough, or maybe I'm like messing up here, maybe no one like is telling me. Like, it is just different, sensing out the vibe of your performance and how your manager and coworkers are perceiving you and your work. Obviously, my experience right now is coming from someone who has a job. Someone else who doesn't have a job right now is going through a completely different post-grad experience, and I would assume it's even lonelier because you don't have a community at work, and you might be panicking or just going through a lot of anxiety and confusion as to like why you don't have a job yet. About job hunting, I don't really like what I said in that, so I'm gonna redo it here. It's a balance between not overestimating yourself and not underestimating yourself. There are so many people I stalk on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn stalking, where I'm like, whoa, like your resume is pretty empty, or the past opportunities that you had didn't really match the prestige of the company or the role that you're in right now. Like, sometimes it is just luck. Like, do not count yourself out. What's the worst that can happen? They're just gonna say no. At the same time, if you've tried that for months and months and months and it's not really going anywhere, you're having a really hard time finding a job within a certain pay grade or within the field of interest that you have, try getting a job at a restaurant or a retail store or something like that, where you can work that while you apply still for jobs that are more in line with what you want. It's always better to have some sort of income than no income at all. Also, utilize your connections. I mean, that's kind of half of college is, right, you're building a network. Again, think about people who are not only just your friends, but like acquaintances, people in class, people in a club, people in your sorority fraternity, people that you may not have interacted a lot with, professors too, mentors. Talk to them, ask them like, hey, do you have any openings at your company right now? Or hey, like I saw that you're working this role in this company right now. Can you please tell me more about it? Do you have any friends or acquaintances who you know might be hiring at their company? You got this. So now let's talk about living at home. I think this is why I feel kind of like a kid still and an adult at the same time, because I'm working a real like woman job, but my parents are still like coddling me at home. I feel like maybe this is an ethnic thing, I'm not sure, but I feel like in a lot of Chinese families, like if you live at home as a kid, even if you're like 30 years old, like your parents will be coddling you still and like cooking your dinner for you, folding your clothes. So nice, and I'm so thankful for her and all that she and my dad do for me, but also because they are kind of very involved in my life. Sometimes. It makes me feel like a child. There are pros and cons to this. I mean, who doesn't like to feel taken care of? And I know I have the rest of my life to feel like an adult, and to, unfortunately, there will be a time in my life where my parents are not in it anymore, and I will have the rest of my life to feel like an adult who doesn't have involved parents who want to take care of her. That's really sad, actually. What's the other hand for? But I also, I crave more freedom.
3 things you give up when you live at home: freedom, privacy, a little bit of your peace, okay? There are some price tags to these things though. That's my general consensus on this issue of whether or not you should live at home with your parents. If you can heck it, you should do it, because not only are you saving an insane amount of money, but second of all, like we just talked about, your parents are not going to be here forever, and if you have a decent enough relationship with them, like spending more time with your parents is not something you will ever regret. You're not going to look back at the end of your life and be like, damn it, you know what I wish I didn't do? Like spend more time with my family.
And this also kind of goes back to the social thing. FOMO, like, please do not think that everything you see on social media represents someone's genuine life and social life. It might look like someone is surrounded by friends and is having fun every week, every weekend. Pepperdine is filled with these people. Just because you look like you have friends doesn't mean you have friends. Let me say that again. Just because you're in a room full of people doesn't mean that you don't feel lonely. So next time it's a Friday night and you're like, damn, I'm alone again. I'm home. I don't have any plans. And you're going through people's stories, feeling very pathetic and sad for yourself. Just don't. Yeah. Also about vocation and sense of fulfillment and performance and stuff like that. I saw this little video on Instagram from Morgan Harper Nichols. She was talking about how she wants to replace the phrase, what do I want to do with my life, with the phrase, what do I want to do within my life. What I want to do with my life kind of sounds like life is something that you have to build up to become this really grand thing. Like it's some sort of like Play-Doh ball that you have to sculpt into some beautiful creation, when really life is innately meaningful. Life is innately beautiful, even if you don't have a job right now, even if you're not in the grad school that you wanted to get into, even if you're feeling lonely or isolated or you don't have a community. Life is innately still meaningful, and it's not something that you have to make more meaningful. It's already meaningful. You're already here. You're already worthy. You do not have to like build up your life. The question should be more of, okay, my life is already meaningful. I'm already alive, which means everything. Like, what do I want to do within it? What experiences do I want to have within it? Now we're going to get deep. We're going to talk about the core problem that I've realized kind of gives me a lot of anxiety. It's just the fear of time passing. I think the internet and social media and instant gratification have induced more of this fear in us. Like, oh my God, the world is moving so fast. The world is progressing so fast. Technology is progressing so fast. And I'm growing up and people around me are aging and reaching milestones so fast.
Let's talk about milestones, okay? Because tell me why it is so surreal that milestones in college were like, yay, the semester is ending. Yay, summer's here. Yay, finals are over. And now, milestones are like, oh, my friends are getting married. My friends are having babies. Welcome to my house. I'm getting a promotion. It's so weird.
Like, I need to get everything done this year. Okay, like, this is my defining year. Like, yes, life is short. It does pass very fast, but also, if you're in your 20s, even like your early 30s, you still have decades to figure stuff out. You still have decades to experience all that you want to experience and to do all that you want to do, meet who you want to meet, travel where you want to travel. I think it's just human to have this very weird relationship with time. And in the back of our heads, it's always like, with every day that passes, that's one day less that I have. And I think that like race against time causes a lot of anxiety in us, a lack of mindfulness, a lack of gratitude, and kind of just like this way of just going through life but not really living it and not really appreciating it.
I realized that when I was filming, I didn't talk about the biggest pro and the biggest positive change that's happened to my life since college, and that is the fact that at 5 p.m. I can clock out. And when I clock out, I clock out. Alright, I forget how stressful college was. Like, I totally romanticize college in my head sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I romanticize the past in general all the time. College was really, really, really fun, but it was also really stressful. You had to be on all the time. And so it's been amazing that at 5:30 every day and on the weekends, I don't have to think about a single thing related to work. This allows me more time to enjoy hobbies, read more, take workout classes, which I've been doing, develop other skills, have passion projects. I mean, your time after work is yours.
I think that's all I had to say. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what else you want to see.